Hello everybody, it's Joe here, and welcome back to another episode of F1 22 Career Mode. We are now here for the French Grand Prix. If you haven't seen the one from Austria, I urge you to go back and check that one out before checking this one out. This is your last chance to do so before spoilers. Well, Austria yielded an absolutely chaotic sprint race where we were able to grab a World Championship point from. The feature race, not so much, however. We ended up suffering a car failure when we were pretty well inside the points as well. And with the race coming to us, I really felt like a big result could have been on there, similar to the result we had at Silverstone. But it is what it is. We're now moving on to the next race here at the Circuit Paul Ricard in France, and I'm trying to get out of Q1. So far this season, every attempt has been unsuccessful. But I enjoy this circuit. I enjoy racing down this circuit. And I don't know, I just have a good feeling. And I'm hoping that good feeling is accurate. The first lap then, not so good. But the second lap, however, we've gained 6 tenths on this lap alone. And I really feel that this is a strong lap. And we're about to cross the line now. And wow, we're up into P3. That is a solid lap time, and you know what? It was enough to get us through to Q2. I'm over the moon about that, and we had our first Q2 experience. I did set a lap in Q2, but unfortunately, it was only good enough for P16. But the fact that we made it into Q2 just has me over the moon about the progress we're making.
Now, it's been held at many venues over the years, with famous moments from Dijon and Manicourt, the feature of many a highlights reel. So let's hope we see more of those in the race today. Mastering a lap at Paul Ricard means getting to know 15 corners. 6 go to the left and 9 go to the right, for an overall lap distance of 3.6 miles. The two halves of the long Mistral Straight are separated by a heavy braking zone into a potential overtaking hotspot at the chicane. Watch out for drivers running into the distinctive coloured stripes, which are low in grip and highly abrasive. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Fantastic effort from Charles Leclerc yesterday, and it's put him on pole, edging out Max Verstappen, who will start from P2. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Sainz, Hamilton, George Russell and Norris, Perez, Mick Schumacher, Ricciardo and Kevin Magnussen, Gasly, Fernando Alonso, Valtteri Bottas and Ocon, Albon, Joker, Lance Stroll and Guan Yu Zhou, Vettel, Tsunoda, Latifi and Liam Lawson. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today? And joining me again for the race today, Natalie Pinkham. Let's start with the new Alfa Romeo driver. What do you make of their performance so far this season?
Well, the atmosphere within the team seems very positive at the moment. Everyone seems like they're in great spirits and having a lot of fun doing what they do. And that has definitely contributed to the performances we've seen.
Also, I should add the news that Mr. Helmut Marko approached me and said, look, if you're going to use one of our engines, you got to take one of our drivers. That didn't actually happen. But anyway, given that I was using Red Bull engines, I thought I'd try a change in teammate for the rest of the season. So Dan Ticktum is out and Liam Lawson is in. I always do this whenever I do a season of My Team Career Mode. In the first season, I will always take 2 different drivers within the first half of the season, just to give them that sort of opportunity to see what they can do. But for the second half of the season, we have gone for Liam Lawson. And I do have a plan for Season 2's teammate, and I don't think it's going to take much guessing as to who I'm going to take on. It's a driver that really deserves the space in F1. And he will be my Season 2 teammate. But for the rest of this season, we've got Liam Lawson, and we complete our formation lap. And it's nice to be P16. It's nice to be that bit higher up on the grid. You know, I felt like we had a strong qualifying, and I'm hoping now we can have an even stronger race. So as we sit and wait for the 5 red lights, It's lights out and away we go here in France. We've got a decent getaway. Albon's really got away well. He's going to challenge Albon into first corner. And annoyingly, we have a capture skip right about there, thanks to the PS4 capture. I'm really appreciating that, by the way. But Ocon went wide, so we're able to get past him. And now we've just taken Albon. We're going to look at Bottas around the outside. Now we're going to look at Alonso around the outside and try and gain a few places on this first lap. And we're going to gain the place on Alonso. We've got the inside there. That is P12. 4 places gained off the start. I am feeling pretty happy with that. It's getting a little bit racy ahead. I, however, have gone wide, which does not help me in any way, shape or form. Gone wide there again. Having a little look at Ricciardo, but Ricciardo's just swinging on the line there and just reminding me that there is not going to be a way through there. So don't even think about it. So for now, we're just going to sit behind Ricciardo. Hopefully these guys start scrapping it out a bit more and it gives me an opportunity to get involved, but right now that opportunity is just non-existent, so we're just going to have to bide our time here and wait it out. So now we're on lap 3, we have got DRS. Are we going to get close enough to have a look at Ricciardo though? No, we do not, so we're having to sit behind Ricciardo for another lap. And unfortunately this is leaving us vulnerable to the cars behind as well. Bottas is really wanting to have a go. And Bottas getting ever closer around this right-hander. I'm trying to keep him behind me. We've made a mistake. We've gone wide there, and that's going to allow Bottas through. I've gone even wider as Bottas dives for the line. I wasn't able to keep Bottas behind me. I'm going to have a look and see if I can get back past him. And Alonso is getting very interested as well. Albon in P15, sorry, I imagine also will be quite interested in this little battle here. Covering off Fernando Alonso, not going to let him through easily. Right, onto the straight again. Alonso's getting very close, and I'm starting to drop positions now. I'm going over to cover Fernando Alonso. I'm not letting him through easily. Oh no, if you think you're going for that one, mate, you can think again. Look at me defending P13 as if my life depends on it. But 3 cars ahead of me could drop out. You never know in F1. Meanwhile, we're looking at the leaders. Verstappen is very close to Charles Leclerc. He's having a look at Charles Leclerc down the inside. He's not able to get done though. And he's lost momentum by braking super early. And Carlos Sainz just says, thank you very much. I will just take that straight off you. So Max Verstappen making a mistake in braking so early. And he's lost the lead. Speaking of losing out. Sorry, he's lost P2. Speaking of losing out, I've just lost P13 to Fernando Alonso. I did try defending it, but he had so much speed on the straight. Now, Verstappen coming into the pits ahead of Hamilton, but Hamilton's mechanics able to get the pit stop done and get Lulu ahead of Max. So that's great work by the Mercedes crew. And now Lewis Hamilton gains a place on the exit of the pits. Meanwhile, we pitted in a lap later than Fernando, thinking we could overcut him. Yeah, that just hasn't happened for us. And the medium tyres that we were on were very much past their best when we pitted. So I feel like we made the wrong decision there. And we did have a long pit stop as well due to the left front being sticky. So I feel like we could have been closer if not for that. But here's something. Carlos Sainz coming out of the pits ahead of Charles Leclerc. So Ferrari strategy being Ferrari strategy, Carlos Sainz has got himself a cheeky little overcut and is now leading the French Grand Prix. Leclerc, though, he's going to have the advantage of tyres that are already up to temperature. Carlos is still warming his up. And Max Verstappen has also lost a place to George Russell. Right, back with our leaders here. And Charles Leclerc is going to want to get this done as soon as possible, so he doesn't lose time behind his teammate who is getting his tyres up to temperature. Leclerc gets the move done around the outside, and normal service is resumed as far as this 22 career mode is concerned. Verstappen is ducking inside and outside to try and get back past George Russell, who's got past him in the pits as well, and he has got back past George Russell. So some interesting fights going on at the front, and now Lewis Hamilton having a look at Carlos Sainz. He's going to go round the outside He doesn't quite get it done, but he's got better momentum there. And Lewis Hamilton just ahead. Sainz fighting him back as we head into the chicane. But when we get to the chicane, Lewis Hamilton gets him back. And George Russell has also got back ahead of Max Verstappen. And now we can see George Russell going after Carlos Sainz for P3. These Mercedes are somewhat resurgent here. And Russell gets the place. George Russell moving into P3 ahead of Carlos Sainz. Meanwhile, I'm still in P14, just having my own race out here by myself. I'm just kind of hoping that cars drop out in front of me, or we have some kind of safety car, because, like I said, I'm just here by myself, just having a Sunday drive in P14. While the pace has looked relatively strong, we just need that bit more to be on points running.
Find a safe space to retire or return to the pits.
Oh, give me strength.
Okay, this is serious. We need you to
strength.
retire as soon as possible.
So, we've got another mechanical failure, the second in a row, but I just pulled off to the side in a very safe place. Why has the game automatically brought me back onto the circuit at the apex of the corner and then driven me on to park up? What, did you not like where I parked before? I was even further out the way where I parked before. But yeah, it's another mechanical failure.
Here's our winner, pulling their Ferrari into Parc Ferme then. What a fantastic race. So, Natalie, what do you think helped them deliver this result?
Well, they certainly stood out as a driver with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts of the race, meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
Ferrari are at it again. An excellent performance at today's Grand Prix, and they're certainly a team that know what they're doing out there. And now let's take a look at the drivers' standings.
So Charles Leclerc takes another win in this F122 universe that we've created, and I wish we were inside this universe because I'm a Leclerc fan, but it's a 2 and 3 for a very much resurgent Mercedes team, and it is 4th place for Carlos Sainz, Perez 5th, and Verstappen must have taken damage somewhere because he made not just a 2nd stop, but a 3rd stop as well. That's very strange. But in the championship, look at that gap. Leclerc, well, it's like I said, it's a matter of when he's going to win the championship over if. Meanwhile, the battle for 2nd looks very much like it's going George Russell's way, as Max Verstappen had a non-scoring race, and that's going to be very frustrating for the Red Bull driver. Lulu is now up to 4th in the standings, with Sainz 5th and Alonso up to 6th. We're down in 13th, still on 19 points, and the top 10 is round out by what I think is Magnussen, and we are still sitting 8th in the Constructors' standings. Well, thank you very much for watching this instalment of Career Mode. Don't forget to leave a like, hit the subscribe button if you're new and you want to see more content from me. Until the next time, I've been Joe, TTFN, ta-ta for now, and thank you once again for watching.